Hi there guys, it's Mike from MCQ Bushcraft here. Welcome to another video on the channel. This is part 2 of the bell tent video. In the last video we made this leather reinforcement ring here to stitch to the canvas, punch some bolt holes in it so the flashing will actually then bolt to this leather reinforced ring that will be stitched to the canvas. So it's all dry now. I left it in a warm room, not by a heat source. We didn't want it to dry too fast in any particular area and then warp. It was just left to dry naturally, and this way all the bolt holes actually line up perfectly now, and it stayed as a nice circle and it's ready to go on. So we're going to go and stitch it on. We do need a few things to obviously take with us to the bell tent first though. We're going to need a small pair of fabric scissors for cutting the canvas and any thread, a lighter, because that's obviously useful for synthetic thread when we want to do a tidy job and melt it slightly. A Sharpie in case I need to mark some things out. Obviously the thread, as I've mentioned, the synthetic tiger thread. I use this on a lot of leather work. It's excellent thread, it's waxed, it's like a artificial sinew and incredibly strong. And some needles and some awls. These are 1mm needles. I wish I had something slightly smaller, and we've got 1mm thread. So the two go together fine and it will be good for the job, but something slightly smaller would have been useful actually, just because I don't want to leave too big a footprint in the actual canvas. But this is all going to be good. We'll take these two items here, the reinforcement ring and the metal ring here for the flashing. We'll take the flue, the other part of it. So now we have all these items here, we shall begin the painstaking job of stitching this on, and Jamie's sawing up some wood at the moment. You can probably hear him in the background, so I'm going to go and grab him. We'll head down to the bell tent and we'll crack on. Here she is. Nervous. So I've pulled out a long section of thread here because we're going to be going around this twice on the outer stitch line and then twice on the inner, and we're going to take a needle. We would saddle stitch this normally if it was leather, but we're not going to in this case, so we're not going to tie the thread through. We're just going to take it through the eye of the needle like this and then pass it back through itself, just like that, and then pull that through and then up, and just make sure that's flush then. And on this end we'll tie a knot. You can actually just burn the thread slightly with a lighter, but we'll tie a nice little knot and we'll finish it off later and then just take the edge of that. So we should be ready to go, and this piece of leather just needs to be placed on here. Where's the top there? Like that. Are you ready, Jamie?
I'm ready.
Ready for the horror?
Yeah.
It's about to happen. It's not easy in this wind actually. So what I'm going to do is just push the needle through. Can you see it? Don't pull it through just yet.
Okay.
I'm just going to pin the bottom as well. There you go. So do you want to pull the needle through? It's actually quite a strong canvas. Nice to see. Keep pulling him through.
Till the stop, yeah?
Yeah, till it stops. There we go. So I'll mark the re-entry point. Watch your fingers. See it?
Yeah.
So do you want to pass the needle back through there? There we go, I can see it. It's going to be a long day.
Have you got a thimble?
No. Should have brought the multi-tool with me. It's actually pretty tough. I was a bit worried about the needle coming back through and missing the hole on the leather, like going astray slightly, but that's actually turning out really nice.
Okay?
Yep, can see that. There you go. So we finished the first ring all the way around and gone back through the first stitch hole we made where the knot is. Canvas is looking good. We've got a few marks where obviously we've been pushing at it. There's going to be some stretch, but it'll level itself back out in time. But looking really good, almost like it came like that. We've got a Turkish Delight tin. It seems to be leaving us enough excess to fold in and then stitch. So you need to go up a tiny bit, Jamie. Up a little bit more. Yeah, that's good. Go left a tiny bit.
My left, your left.
My left, sorry, you're right. There you go. I'll draw around it. I'll draw around the inside, yeah, I'm drawing, so don't move. There we go, yeah, that's good. That'll be fine. Oh, this is horrible. Oh! Can you believe this is happening? It's quite thick canvas, isn't it? It's good quality.
450 grains.
Is that what it's supposed to be?
I think so.
450 grains.
Thereabouts.
Fudge is loving it. Jamie's just cutting little triangles out, and then they're going to be folded in underneath the leather on the inside, and then we'll do the second row of stitching. So just make for a nice clean edge, but also reinforce the canvas so it's not just cut flush around there. Yeah, cool. Let's make a start then. This should be a bit easier. I'll start at the top. Go through.
You got enough?
Yeah. Just tightening some of these threads up with the awl, just pulling them back through. You just had a loose spot. There we are. That's nice and tight now. Here you go. Looking good. A few little frayed bits around there where we've done the cut and fold, but very strong. So I've used a punch to actually punch the holes using the leather as a guide behind, as you can see. Got some nice clean holes punched through, ready for the bolts to go through. That should be pretty solid, and I think what we might do, use a little bit of beeswax just around the threads at the end of where we punch these holes, just to stop fraying, almost like a bowstring. It's a really good tip actually, just for keeping thread intact. You can keep pieces of string and thread going for years if you do that. But that's ready to bolt the flashing on, and then we can get the stove fired up and see how it goes. I'll start with the bottom one then. It's going through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Feels pretty good. I won't do it up too tight just yet.
Right.
I don't like these bolts much, mate. You want to get some hex heads on there so you don't have to, you can't slip with the screwdriver.
Yeah. Agreed.
This is horrible.
And some washers.
Yeah.
On the inside.
It's not nice at all. We're just
leather.
living in fear of slipping. There we go. How's that looking?
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah?
What did you do?
Just pushed it down. Like that. That's getting better.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you bring that out as well, you've got a nice, that looks much nicer, doesn't it? Let's bring this peg out.
Where's that screwdriver, mate?
It's in my pocket.
Right.
So that's the job almost finished. The last thing I need to do is make a square patch of canvas and some Velcro so it can come over and cover the hole completely if you decide not to have the wood burning stove in there at all. But as far as the actual flashing goes, or the baffle as I have named it many a time, it's complete. It's looking good, it's stitched in solid, really happy with it. Just need some new hex head bolts, some wing nuts, some washers. It'll be much easier to put on and take off without risking slipping off with the flathead screwdriver and going through the canvas, especially if you're cold and you're rushing, it's getting dark, you don't want any mistakes going wrong and ruining 700 quid's worth of bell tent. So looking good. Jamie's happy with it. I haven't ruined it, which is great. It's quite a nerve-wracking job obviously, but it's come out really well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're watching it for a tutorial, I hope this helped out. This is just one way of doing it. I'm sure there are many other ways too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon in another video. Take care.